You're welcome to this session on lookup functions. In this short video, we will look at the VLOOKUP function and a few examples. At the end of the video, you would be able to apply VLOOKUP functions and make your work while using Microsoft Excel easier, faster and more effective. In this session, I would recommend you have your Microsoft Excel open on your computer and follow each step closely, so you would be able to practicalize each example yourself. In the video on Introduction to Lookup Functions, remember we established the fact that VLOOKUP is designed to search vertically. It looks for a value in the first column of a table and returns related information from another column in the same row. Now let's dive in and look at some examples. In this example, we are using VLOOKUP to find an employee's name. The search value is in E2, and Excel looks for that value in the first column of the selected table array, which is A2 to C10. Once it finds a match, it moves to the second column in that table and returns the employee's name. The word false at the end tells Excel that we want an exact match only. VLOOKUP is one of the most widely used formulas in Excel, especially in older workbooks, and it works well when your lookup value is always in the leftmost column. Here, VLOOKUP is used to return the price of a product. The item code in G2 is searched in the first column of the selected table, which begins in column B. Because the formula uses 3 as the column index number, the counting starting with column B as 1, C as 2, and D as 3, Excel returns the value from the third column of that table array, which is column D. That third column contains the product prices. The final argument, false, ensures that only an exact matching item code will be accepted. This type of formula is commonly used in invoice forms, inventory systems, and price lists. This example shows approximate matching with VLOOKUP. The sales amount in E2 is 12,000, and Excel searches the first column of the reference table for the closest match that is less than or equal to that amount. Because the formula ends with true, Excel assumes the first column is sorted in ascending order and performs an approximate lookup. In this case, 12,000 falls within the bracket beginning at 10,000, so Excel returns the commission rate most closely associated with that level, which is 6%. This method is useful for pricing tiers, tax bands, and performance scales. In this worksheet, VLOOKUP is being used to find a student's score using the student ID. Excel looks for the value in H2 inside the first column of the selected table. Once the correct student ID is found, it moves across to the fourth column of the table and returns the score. Because the formula uses false, Excel only returns a result when it finds an exact ID match. This is a practical example for school records, training databases, and result sheets. This final VLOOKUP example in this video returns a product category based on a code. Excel starts by taking the value in F2 and then searches for A in the first column of the selected table. After finding the correct row, it moves across to column number 3 within that table array and returns the category. This is very useful when a short code represents a product, item, or service, and you want Excel to fill in the descriptive classification automatically. It saves time and reduces manual entry mistakes. Finally, we're here. That brings us to the end of our 5 VLOOKUP examples. Across these examples, we have seen how VLOOKUP can be used to search for a value in the first column of a table and return related information from another column in the same row. We used it to retrieve different types of information, including employee details, product prices, commission rates, student scores, and product categories. Although the data changed from one example to another, the basic structure of the function remained the same. The first argument identifies the value we want to search for. The second argument defines the table containing the data. The third argument tells Excel which column should provide the result, and the final argument determines whether we want an exact or approximate match. For most searches involving unique values such as employee IDs, student IDs, or product codes, we used false to require an exact match. We also saw how true can be used for approximate matching when working with ordered ranges such as commission bands or pricing levels. One important point to remember is that VLOOKUP always searches in the first column of the selected table array and returns information from a column to the right. This limitation is one of the key differences between VLOOKUP and newer functions such as XLOOKUP. As you practice VLOOKUP, focus on understanding each part of the formula rather than simply memorizing it. Once you can identify the lookup value, table array, column index number, and match type, you will be able to apply VLOOKUP confidently to many different datasets. With these 5 examples complete, you should now have a solid understanding of how VLOOKUP works and how it can be applied to everyday data management and analysis tasks in Microsoft Excel. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video, share it with someone who is also learning Microsoft Excel, and subscribe to the channel for more practical Excel tutorials. We will continue building on these skills in subsequent lessons, as we will be discussing VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, so make sure you're subscribed and ready to follow along. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.